Graduates and guests who are able to, can I ask you to please stand and welcome your senior leaders of the University of Liverpool.
Please be seated. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates open. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your graduation ceremony, at last. I'm Professor Warren Barr, currently Dean of the School of Law and Social Justice, and I was Law's Head of Department during 2021. It's really wonderful to welcome you all here in person at long last. Thank you for your patience. I'd like to say, first of all, what a tremendous privilege and a real pleasure it is to be here with you today as you celebrate this important milestone in your lives. It's a delight to do so in person, together with your family and fellow students, and all those who have supported you on your journey to graduating from the University of Liverpool. I have been in a position similar to the one you're in today, not as a student of this university, but many, 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 many moons ago as a graduate of the University of Reading. It was so long ago that I choose not to remember exactly how long it was, but all I'll say is that Elizabeth I was still the reigning monarch. Of course, as a youngish graduate celebrating success, I was not a member of a cohort who had battled and won against unprecedented challenges like you have. I'll say more on that in a minute. But your graduation ceremony is a day to celebrate and also to reflect. And if my fading memory serves me correctly, it's also a day of mixed emotions. I remember feeling both relieved and proud to have completed my studies and that a chapter of my life was closing at university, but also excited and really nervous about what the future had in store for me. For you, of course, it's very different, because you've been students at a time like none other in remembered history. Students in universities all over the country, and indeed all around the world, have been hit hard by the disruption to their education that COVID-19 has caused. Your time with us, certainly the end of your time with us, was very different to what you had imagined and expected, and indeed what we would have wished for you. This is particularly true for our Malaysian cohort, who ended up spending their year in England online in Malaysia, or in accommodation in Liverpool, but never actually on our campus. For all of you, this is not what we would have liked or planned to do, but your experience and well-being were always at the forefront of every decision that we made, but especially during the course of the pandemic. We had to carefully consider and balance so many decisions around your teaching arrangements and your safety on campus. I know it wasn't easy for you. It wasn't easy for any of us as your teaching and supporting staff, but we all tried to do our best to deliver the best possible learning experience in those circumstances. I know you had long days, sleepless nights, and doubtless difficult times, made worse by these unique global circumstances. COVID-19, people always say, has done untold damage. It divided people, and it continues to do so. But let's try and put a positive spin on it, because happily there is one. It also shows the best bits of the human spirit too. And you should be proud that you're part of a university that tried facing those problems in society and trying to help. Now, you know that the School of Law and Social Justice, from which you've graduated, is a unique collaboration of experts in law, sociology, social policy, and criminology. And our research always tries to explore various important issues in life. We exist, really, in our research to challenge injustice and to promote equality of opportunity. Just as our university's experts in infectious diseases were using their skills to try and help the world deal with and move out of the COVID-19 pandemic, our academics closer to home have been looking at how the pandemic has affected wider society. A number of funded projects have emerged, including, although not exclusively limited to, the increased dangers of domestic abuse during lockdown, how children's rights have been affected in decision-making through lockdown, challenging fake news, the legal and societal impacts of the pandemic on young unaccompanied asylum seekers, and the impact of restricted access to arts and culture, particularly in the Liverpool city region as a case study through the pandemic, and how that's impacted on public mental health and how it's also stopped or fueled innovation and arts provision. Our research has real-world impact, and this has been backed by the findings of the latest Research Excellence Framework, an exercise which ranks and benchmarks the quality and quantity of research at universities across the country. This placed our research in law 10th in the UK for research impact, classified as outstanding, which is the highest grade. Research impact is about the real-world relevance of the law school's research and its power to change policy, the law, and society. And I've no doubt that many, and perhaps all of you, as graduates celebrating here today, will use your knowledge and skills that you've gained during your time with us in your future roles to help deal with some of the most endemic problems facing individuals and communities. Indeed, some of you have already been contributing to society through our law clinic and related projects, working alongside qualified lawyers to provide legal advice on family, special educational needs, and immigration cases. Graduating from an internationally renowned Russell Group institution is an important boost to your career prospects, as is something like the finding in our Research Excellence Framework. Our courses have been designed, that you've been through, to meet the demands of employers, and our teaching is delivered by experts in their field. As a research-intensive institution, all of our teaching, as you know, is research-connected, particularly those options you chose in your third year with us. That means you'll have been provided with a thorough grounding in established methods, but you've also been introduced to innovative and more challenging ways of thinking and approaches, which will serve you well in later life. This, alongside the fact that you're graduating in COVID, gives you a story to tell that no other graduate has ever had, at least my living memory. And it means you're in a very, very strong position in the marketplace. Likewise, you can rest assured that the other good news from the REF is that nearly 85% of our outputs, that's the journal articles, the books, the things that you had to read and then remember and talk about in your assessments, were rated as 3 or 4 star, either internationally excellent or world leading. So again, you can feel confident that all those optional modules you chose, you really were at the forefront of cutting edge research when you dealt with them. Graduation, now that it's finally here, is, however, not about us, it's all about you and your achievements and your personal successes at the University of Liverpool. It's a day, as I've said before, to look forward to the future and to feel excited about your aspirations and career or future study plans. But it's a day to celebrate everything you've achieved and to enjoy this moment with your support networks and your loved ones, who've helped undoubtedly alongside you throughout everything. And also your peers, people you have learned so much from. I think the pandemic has made us truly appreciate our loved ones and the experiences and memories that we make together. I know today, through everything else you do, that you will find a moment to thank those people for their support and personal sacrifice, because they've provided so much support and guidance to you on your path to graduation. Our Malaysian students aside, today is a day for many of you to enjoy a return to this great city, and for you and your guests to receive a warm welcome from the university. We hope the city of Liverpool will always feel like home whenever you return. For those of you who are visiting us for the first time, let's just pause for a moment and recognize how an extraordinary a statement that is. We hope the city has given you the warm reception that it's famous for. We hope whatever your relationship with the city, your experiences at Liverpool Law School will be remembered as a place where you made friends and memories that will last a lifetime. I think the other thing we've all learnt from the pandemic is you never really know what the future holds. Things will and are very likely to change in your chosen professional pathways, but some things won't change. And I just want to flag up, I think, 3 examples. Forgive me, my maths isn't that great, so it might be more than 3. About how to succeed. First, don't see this as the end of your journey in education. Increasingly, you need to be lifelong learners for the rest of your career. Make sure you commit to being curious and to asking questions, and always striving to do things better, to find new ways of doing things. So that's the first. And alongside that, you should always not just be a learner, always be a teacher. Pass on what you know. Share your skills and experiences with your colleagues. And perhaps come back to us and share it with the next generation of students. My second major point is a really important one. And it's the need to remember to support one another. As friends, as colleagues, and as professionals during your career. We talk about skills like resilience, which are important. We talk about transferable skills. We don't often, too often in my mind, talk about kindness. And I think everyone should practice kindness. Kindness to others and to oneself is an important part of life, particularly as the pressures of modern life continue to grow. So please, be kind in what you do. And then finally, so it is 3, never forget why you wanted to pursue your chosen academic discipline. Moving forward will take dedication, tenacity, and above all, talent and passion, underpinned by the belief that the career you've chosen is the one you want to do. Remember that the qualities you need are qualities you've already displayed in abundance during your time at the University of Liverpool. Stop just for a moment and imagine what it was like in those first 3 weeks, way back in the mists of time when you joined the law school. Think how much you've learned and how far you've come since then. Happily, our university, and you'll be pleased to know I'm coming to an end of this speech, our university has a long, successful history of graduates who go on to achieve great things. The page is open for you to do the same. We've got 9 Nobel laureates who've led the way in fields from nuclear disarmament and the life cycle to the life cycle of malarial parasites, and our alumni community is full of business, finance, and human resource talent, as well, of course, as legal talent. You're now part of this international alumni community, and you are and always will remain a fundamentally important part of both the University of Liverpool and Liverpool Law School. You'll find that our alumni community supports students in many ways, and we hope that you will stay in touch with us throughout what you do. Made much easier now, of course, through things like LinkedIn or whatever will replace it in the future. But we do want to hear about your experiences. We don't want this story to end here. Please do let us know. You are our greatest ambassadors. It's through you we exist. That's what we come for. You're our role models and you're a source of inspiration for the next generation of graduates. The other thing I want to just remind people of, because I think it is important in the context of what I've been talking about, is this university and the law school take immense pride in providing equality of opportunity for all, particularly underrepresented groups. We firmly believe that knowledge should be celebrated, discussed and debated, but should also be accessible to all. Because it's through the discussion and dissemination of ideas and knowledge that society is shaped and improved for the better. Our aim is to inspire, engage, and enable every one of you as graduates to fulfill your potential by raising your awareness, making you challenge barriers, and hopefully provide opportunities. One of the other things iconic in Liverpool, of course, is our Victoria building, the Clock Tower. It's iconic for at least 2 reasons. One, it's what gives our university the name Red Brick Institution, because it was the first red brick. And 2, it is the backdrop for endless graduation photos. If you haven't gone through that rite of passage, I suggest you do so while the rain holds off. But on that, it's an original, and you'll see that throughout our university marketing, we talk about Liverpool originals. So it's an original building, but you're the Liverpool originals. It's our graduates which are our originals. But on that building, when you go and take a photo on it, and if you haven't seen it when you've been passing by it daily in your first year, it has a plaque affixed to the wall which reads, "For the advancement of learning and the ennoblement of life." That is the university's motto. And I think you exemplify that, class of 2021. Through hard work, determination, and your support network, you've overcome many challenges to reach this point. Your capacity to think critically and challenge honestly, forged by your teaching staff, your classmates, and your learning community, will help prepare you for what comes next. You've advanced your learning, and you have and will continue to ennoble your life. You've been stretched to think beyond the textbook and the lecture theatre, and you will be encouraged, and have been encouraged, to apply that knowledge that you've learnt to the world around you. Your education with us has enabled you to realise, I hope, how far you can go and given you what you need to get there. I'll end again by saying that I hope you remember many happy and joyful moments from your studies. Not only from the academic perspective, of course, but from the connections and friends you have made who, as I said before, I hope will remain important to you for the rest of your lives. And then a rallying call to end. Never forget how important you are to us in the university. You are the beating heart of the institution as students. Without you, the university would be nothing but classrooms and lecture halls. When we work together, the university is a place where discoveries are made, ideas are formed, friendships are forged, career paths are decided, and lives changed. It is when we all work together with kindness that education is truly transformational. We thank you for all you have done in your time here, and we wish you all good luck and every possible success in the future. Thank you. I will now invite Professor Helen Stolford, Head of the Law Department, to present our graduates from the class of 2021. Professor Stolford.
Professor Barr, it gives me tremendous pleasure to present to you the following graduates from the class of 2021. Lucy Neve Carey. Oluwasemilor Akinenamiju. Elena Crawley. Shoaib Naveem Anjum. Tharani Kunasekaran. Natalie Kearns. Aaron Katecha. Francesca Ann Hicks. Harry Scott Chambers. Zach James. Matthew George Burke. Cherie Hall. Catherine Nisha de Rosario. Jonathan Kojo Blackhurst. Olivia Mary Bell. Ellie Nicole Jakubowski. Saoirse J. Adrian. Oliver Jacob Gillian. Fraser Brooke. John Edward Barker. Hannah Isabella Buhler. Morgan George Fisher. Anisha Jarangpathy. Kieran Hinton. Shenyu Venisco. Caitlin Daisy Clark. Estella Harper. Georgina Felstead. Michael Fripps Jones. Lauren Bridgewater. Bethany Gorman. Rosie Calvo. Hui Niacock. Jed Acton. Anuska Birchall. Rebecca Garnham. Orla Bonser. Daniel Gaunt. Zainag Ahmed. Ronan Michael Gerard O'Kane. Chan Him Kwong. Joshua Lee Figgett. Sean Hamlin. Lucy Ward. Katie Ward. Philippa Ellen O'Brien. Adam Stephen Goldsby. Junard Zachariah Hawk. Liam Brill. Afalabi Daramola. Molly Bethan Greenwood. Joel Edward David Hallam. Neve Caitlin Doran. Maisie Delio. Sharifa Hanan Amelo Shore. Mohammed Riyad bin Mod Rashnan. Sam Alexander Cherry. Kingsley Davis James. Alexander Holmes. Anna Francis Billingsley. Lauren Kate Bridden. Aisha Elmi. Hannah Dodds. Owen Joseph Richards Greenup. Ben Denton. Hannah Klatt. Macy Hart. Sabira Ali. Annie Hesford. Jack Bull. Will Aland. Lucy Elizabeth Allen. Anakshikao Kasria. Claudia Green. Francesco Luca Florimonte. Grace Elizabeth Forbes. Megan Cox. Ewan Charles Collett. Joshua Gibson. Rachel French. Christopher Eaton. Elizabeth Hood. Lucy Bramwell. Declan Duffy. Sayamil Saifuluzan. Thashilan Kanisan. Mohammed Arham Ibrahim Rashid. Abdurrauf Kalim Farhat. Lucy Maria Ibsen. Jade Calverley. Megan Truly Hamilton Riddick. Charlotte Bagley. Lauren Begley. Samaya Farid. Afsana Kanoum. Thomas Connors. Devan Hugh Humphreys. Oliver Samuel Knight. Noor Aliyah Binti Kamarul. Rachel Christensen. Emily Doyle. Saren Francesca Jarvis Roberts. Nathaniel Birch. Macy Birch. Puri K. Fong. Hadil Al-Rashdi. Isabel Victoria Kerr. Eleanor Drury. Safa Awad. Rebecca Elizabeth Chandler. Nadia Bracken. Hannah Blinston. Chi Jun Chan. Imogen Hutton. Aminata Diallo. Mohammed Suleiman Ali. Gabriela Biasillo. Kavishna Balakrishnan. Claudia Katarzyna Jagiella. Megan Eves. Christy Dorr. Lucy Elizabeth Cooper. Gabriel Harrison. William Patrick Agnew. Holly Clark. Claudia Celtica. Kate Abramson. April Louise Knowles. Jane Jeffrey. Dominic Ray Cromie. Tania Ashlyn Kaur Chahal. Finley Hatton. Tulwinder Sukhdarshan Singh. Alistair Graham. Connor Anthony Jones. Amy Louise Baker. Emrys here. Stephanie Chikuma. Dominic Howarth. Ewan Anthony. Thirangeshwari Ganesan. Noel Shamimi Binti Kamsam. Sarah Chuju Wen. Lakwitha Rajendran. Max Hancock. Jack Crossley. Kyrie Biring. Victoria Anderson. Charlotte Emily Dobson. Millie Martha Lily Gore. Monique Ashton. Rebecca Athena Christina Howard. May Kwan Yu. Sultan Bilsama. Paulina Clark. Catherine Griffiths. Bilal Dadaboy. Abigail Goldberg. Janine Jade Jennings. Alexander Daniel Collier. Lily Emmett. Erin Donner. Millie Cole. Arjun Dale. Yui Hin Thomas Choi. Raihan Hussein. Tegan J. Dent. Reynolds Roy Anthony. Maimona Kausar. Mohammed Daniel Skayouri bin Sabri. Jia Ki Kok. Sei Ken Chin. Zi Yan Chai. Shurlin Kang. Noor Al-Shamari. Rua Hamad Al-Shabibi. Momna Asad. Joey Cheng. Lubna Mohammed. Lavinia Larat Jeffrey Suresh. And Lara Shahida.
Well, congratulations again, graduates. You're past your final test. No trips, no falls, no drop-in hats. Well done, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to now invite Catherine Nisha de Rosario to join us on stage to reflect on the student experience for the year. Catherine.
First and foremost, congratulations, class of 2021. All of us here today have been waiting for this very moment. Parents who can finally say they have a law graduate in the house. Family members awaiting for free legal advice. Friends depending on us to bail them out of trouble. And the teaching faculty who are happy to see us leave the nest. Or in other words, just get out of here. Although we have come here to celebrate the same milestones, we share different journeys getting to this very day, mostly due to unprecedented circumstances, a phrase very commonly used over the last year. Irrespectively, I'm here to relive our various journeys to the same destination. I, for instance, was very excited to complete my final year of my law degree in University of Liverpool, a city of art and culture. However, speaking on behalf of international students here, at the heights of the pandemic, some of the students made it here. A few made it midterm, and the others completed their degree online. Many of us thought that our journey would be short. On that note, we were completely wrong. As students enjoyed equal opportunities and support from the university wherever they were in the world. I, for instance, had the privilege of representing the university at the Philip C. Jessup International Moot Court Competition as lead counsel in both national and global rounds. It was there that I met my esteemed classmates, Jason, Paulina, Megan, and Molly, who I am seeing for the very first time today after working together for a year. I was amazed with the amount of training, dedication, and hours we put together, and the chemistry we had as a group, despite being in different parts of the world. That goes to say, where there is a will, there is a way. I am proud to say that this opportunity and various others which you and I have seized at the University of Liverpool in our time here has equipped us with the tools and necessary skills to excel forward. As an international student, learning through this pandemic from across the world has taught me many things. Firstly, coming from a tropical country, it was how daylight savings existed. I once entered a class an hour earlier where it was the lecturer and I present, when he kindly asked me, "Is there any help you need?" And I said, "I'm here for a class." And he said, "Well, it's starting in an hour." And then I told myself, better early than late or absent, am I right? I cannot express my gratitude enough for the teaching faculty and the administrative staff who always stayed connected to students despite wherever we were in the world. They constantly provided us with additional support in facing challenges in studying during the pandemic. And due to the pandemic, I feared that I would never see Liverpool in all its beauty. But thankfully, I managed to do so through Professor Warren's Facebook pictures. So yes, I can say I've seen Liverpool through winter, summer, spring, and autumn, and definitely all its parks. Standing here today, I gladly say, despite the circumstances, we as students seized every opportunity and have created memories in our very own personal ways. We were also very privileged to be taught by expertise in their areas who were dedicated in sharing their knowledge and constantly challenged us to critically think and explore subjects in greater depth. Like all of you today, I am proud to say that I graduated from the University of Liverpool. Although we have reached this milestone a year ago, we deserve to celebrate this victory today and every day. The completion of our legal education is not only the end of our journey today, but it is the beginning of another. I, for one, have just completed the bar course on a scholarship and intend to pursue a career at the bar. While some may take the legal journey, and others perhaps differently, the valuable lessons we take with us today will remain forever. Having faced the academic challenges during the pandemic, we have not lost experience, but gained resilience. I urge you to use that resilience today in every hurdle that you face and pathway you may forge. Today, our degree is a piece of paper, but remember, our future is what we make of it. Thank you.
Well, what can I say that hasn't already been said, other than to say, Catherine, thank goodness I didn't have to follow that speech, and I got mine in first. I suppose I should have said, actually, looking around, I wish all my lectures were this full. It has been an absolute delight to be with you today. I hope, graduates, you really have enjoyed today. Go out and enjoy the city, enjoy your time with us. Lovely to see parents here. I'm only going to say a final few words, some in English, and then, because it is a university, some in Latin. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates closed. Salve sit universitas nostra, quod precantes consurgamus.
Graduates and guests, please stand.
A very big congratulations from me. Thank you, everyone. That brings a close to the celebration today. However you choose to enjoy the rest of the day, please make sure you visit Mountford Hall or University Square, where I believe there's a glass of bubbly on offer for everyone.